Hello and welcome back to Dumb Ideas. We are your hosts, Anna and Aaron, and we are. I don't really know what I'm saying. I'm just talking.
We are here from the 1920s.
Yes, welcome to the Roaring Twenties.
Today, I went to get some coffee, and I forgot, honestly, that this is not normal. And I was like, why are you looking at me like that?
All right, well, this is the start of a series we're going to try out, where we go through the decades of the 20th century, maybe even into the 21st.
And into the future.
So basically, we are going to be...
Each episode, we're going to be exploring a different decade, and one of us will research something from that decade and teach it to the other person and all of you.
Yeah, so we're starting with the 1920s, and...
Starting with the 50s.
I just kept saying the 50s this morning. I woke up not even an hour ago. So
Wow. Unprofessional. I woke up so early
yeah,
for this.
your call woke me up.
I know. That's why I called you again immediately.
Oh.
Because I was like, he's asleep. Because I was like, well, maybe he's in the basement, getting ready, and he just, missed it.
Mm-hmm.
But that only was a second of thought.
I had an alarm set for 8:30 for some reason. I was
Yes,
I'll just get up.
that's
at
the
8:30.
time that I got here.
Yeah. And then because I woke up at 7, just on my own, and I was like, I'm not about to
Me too. I also woke up at 7,
get up right now.
but not on my own. I had an alarm.
Yeah, I'm not about to get up right now. And then, so I was like, I'll just get up at 8:30. That's probably enough time for me to get ready and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was sitting there, and then as I was dead asleep, I heard and so I rolled over, and Anna was calling me on my smartphone, and then I was about to answer on there, and I was like, I'm right next to my phone, so I picked it up, and did the call already was too long.
Well, no, because I was confused because it said your call has been forwarded to, and then I looked at the phone and it said, it showed we were on a call, but as I noticed that, I was pressing hang up. And so I was like, wait.
So then I was sitting there for a minute because I was like, should I just go back to bed?
No.
And then you called again, but the phone was already still in my hand. So then I just answered it on my actual phone.
Yeah,
and I held both phones the whole time because if I put that one away, it would hang up.
And
so
whenever
I was
you said bye, you hung up so fast.
Yeah,
Because I was literally bye, and as I was mid putting it down, the little light turned off. And I was like, oh, the call's over, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, bye.
Immediately. Also, I guess I have to keep my head shaking to a minimum.
Yeah. Do you think they can hear Luna barking?
But you can disclaimer just in case. Luna's barking.
Yeah, my dog's barking.
Oh, yeah.
My
Luna
dog.
the dog.
Yeah, my dog Luna.
I'll start off the dumb idea of the week.
Okay.
With mine. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. The week of recording. And I am a teacher. So I keep getting gifts, which I am so thankful for, from all the parents and fellow teachers that I work with. But all of it was sweet treats. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
And my dumb idea was eating
all of them.
All of it. Okay?
Wow.
I walk in, there's 2 little bundt cakes sitting at my table.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's delicious, I'm going to eat those. And there's also a Sonic drink for me. And I eat those, and then one of my other coworkers comes in and gives me an orange. And one of her cakes, because she didn't want it. And then one of my other coworkers was like, there's cookies up front, homemade ones. And I was like, well, I'm not going to turn down a homemade cookie. Somebody put in the effort.
Right.
So I went and I ate that. 2 of them.
2 even.
Yep. And then they're like, oh yeah, here's this tray of little snacks that one of the moms made. Like there was like little like pretzel things, brownies in there, and like Fruit Loop or Fruity Pebbles like thing. And I was like, that looks so good. And so I started eating pieces of it.
Hmm.
Or not, I went later, I ate some. Not like right away because I was like extra full right then.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say,
like
I feel
later,
like
I had more.
after I eat like snacks or even anything, I'm like everything looks foul
Yeah.
after I eat something. Me losing my appetite is like a next level. Like I want to throw up if I even think about a single piece of food.
You're so dramatic about everything. But there's still more. Then someone comes in with crumble cookies.
Oh no.
After I go in there and grab one, I find out that one cookie is technically 4 servings.
I mean, they're ginormous.
They are big, and
You ate a whole one?
no, I ate half
Oh.
one. I shared. But I still had 2 servings
Yeah.
of cookie.
How?
Disclaimer, I didn't eat all of it right then
Yeah, like throughout the day.
throughout the day, but that's like basically all I ate that day.
Mm.
So that was not smart. And I was full too. I was like, I'm so full. I should not eat anymore. Like,
Speaking of crumble cookie, I've never had a single crumble cookie in my
they
life.
are so good.
I just don't really like cookies or sweets, baked goods.
I know you
and-
don't, but if you are a baked good lover, they're so good. And there's so many different flavors. I don't really know how it works because I have never bought them, but what I've gathered is like they have a new assortment like every week or something, and you just like
Mhm.
buy their assortments is what I'm
That's fun.
assuming. Because every time I've gotten a box, it's never been the same cookie twice.
Yeah.
I love whenever they have little like scoops of something on top because those scoops are always so good. It's always like
Every-
icing,
Yeah.
but like it's a flavored icing that's supposed to be like ice cream flavored or
Every time
other
I like
things.
see crumble cookies, it kind of just makes me like they look very beautiful and
Mhm.
like fun and like themed and stuff. But imagining eating them and the taste, I'm just like, ugh, it makes me kind of like
Because it's too sweet.
gag a little bit. It's just too much.
That's very on brand for you. Anyway, your dumb idea?
Let's see.
Not buying a better camera.
Oh well, this isn't really like a thing I had control over, but whatever. So when I was editing the latest podcast that came out today, because we're doing this Wednesday morning, when I was editing that, literally, I finished editing that last night, by the way. So maybe that was my dumb idea.
Oh yeah.
My whole dumb idea is basically just the editing process of the last episode. So I started editing like last Wednesday, and then I didn't touch it because we were gonna start filming last Wednesday. We had all the cameras filming. We had everything going. What?
I just remember that I deleted the original,
Oh yeah.
the main video on accident.
Yeah, so we had. Right now, the main camera is being filmed on my mom's phone, so thanks, Holly. Shout out.
I got one hand in my pocket and the other one's giving a peace sign. That's a song, really.
I
I think
know.
that's so funny.
I don't know. But it's not peace sign, it's high five.
No, it changes every week. Every
Every week?
chorus. Every chorus.
Oh.
It changes. So it's like giving a sign. Like when you're singing along, you like can't
And,
figure out what it's going to be next.
but last episode we were filming on a camera that we bought, and like it's supposed to be like a good camera, you know? Whenever we got it onto the computer and I was editing, the quality was so bad, it was unbelievable. So we were trying to figure that out, and while Anna was trying to figure that out, she deleted the whole video, and I was like, cool, that's awesome that I edited about like 10 minutes worth of footage, but like an hour length of editing was gone.
I am
Except for the-
so sorry.
Except for the audio. The audio is really the main focal point, obviously. But yeah, she deleted the main footage. So I was like, so I guess we're done with, like, we're not going to do the first filming is not going to be this episode. And she was like, no, we can still do it. And I was like, okay. So then we still have these two. And so I was like, I'll just use those two cameras and see if that works. So I only had hers because I only had her angle because we're using our phones for these angles, and she uploaded her footage onto our Google Photos, and so I got it easily from there. It took like literally 2 hours to download from the Google Photos onto the computer.
It was a 2-hour long video, so 1
Yeah.
minute per minute.
And mine, for some reason I couldn't figure out how to get it onto the Google Photos, but we have this little attachment to get it onto an SD card or something that should be easy to get it on there. It wasn't working. So when I was editing, I was editing just Anna's
Angle.
just Anna's angle the whole time with the audio. So, because I didn't have my angle yet, but I was waiting for it, so that's why I was still editing. Then we talked about it, and we just couldn't figure out how to get my angle onto the computer. So, we scrapped the whole seeing us bit for that episode. That's not gonna, this is gonna be the first one where you actually see us, hopefully. But
I think it's safe to say we're not too tech savvy in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But anyways, yeah, so I finished editing the latest episode last night. So it was still up on time, so that's good. That was my smoothest dumb idea ever.
mm-hmm.
That came up that quickly.
Yeah.
Cuz usually you guys hear it come up quickly, but I'm sitting here for a good few minutes.
He's just
trying to think.
not. I think the dumbest thing he's ever done. Well, okay, that is so false. But the dumbest idea of the week that he's ever done is not pay attention to the dumbest thing he does in the week.
I don't know. I just don't think about
You
it.
just don't pay attention. I definitely. Okay, that's probably a self-esteem issue with me. This is kind of weird, but sometimes whenever I do something, I'm like, oh, you stupid idiot boy. I'm not even a boy.
Whoa.
But I say that sometimes. I don't know. I don't know why I say that, but I do.
You stupid idiot boy.
Yeah, to me, I say that to myself
Yeah.
if I do something that I get mad at, but not mad enough to actually be actual mad, but if I do something that I really should have not known better.
Oh my gosh, I wish I had my phone right now because when I was editing, do you remember what you did whenever I went out of the room during filming?
No, I remember that I did something.
Cuz I don't have it because it's on my phone.
What was it?
You were doing some anime you were and it was the whole time I was gone, and I was gone for
No, stop, you're gonna make me cry. I'm wearing makeup.
Whoa. And I laughed so hard whenever I was listening to that and watching it, because I got to watch it too. You guys don't get to watch it or really hear it unless I post it, if I am allowed to.
You should.
I really wanted to keep it, but it wouldn't, there was... Oh my gosh! Why are you crying?
Because it's so funny.
But you were you're yeah, you don't even know. And then it was the clip I saved was I don't know, 20 seconds, but that's a long time for you to still be doing the same thing. It was I had left to go give my mom's phone back because we were using it for another angle. And when I left, she was just doing something. I had no idea she was doing anything. So when I came back, she was just sitting there normal.
I thought you kind of
And
caught
she
me.
didn't even acknowledge that she did that, though. I was expecting you to be doing something while I was gone, just talking to the camera, but not that. I was sitting there, and I was
Mortified. Well, I'll be.
All right. It is time for 1920s trivia.
Ooh, pop culture.
Question 1. In 1921, Ellis Island was quarantined after an outbreak of what disease?
The Black Plague.
Uh,
The Spanish flu.
Actually, I feel like it could be.
The Black Plague?
No,
The Spanish flu.
the Spanish flu. Or, like, when was polio?
Polio.
Is that too old?
I have
Is that too new?
just say one of those.
All right, I'm going to say polio. You can say Spanish flu. Just
Okay.
so hopefully one
Hey,
of us
what's the
is right.
Spanish flu?
I don't really know. Typhus.
Dang it, I was there. I should have known.
Question 2. In what year was The Great Gatsby published by F. Scott Fitzgerald?
1926.
I was literally about to say 1926. 1925.
Oh,
We were so close.
that was just gut feeling, you know?
Yeah. In what year did Amelia Earhart become the first woman to successfully pilot an aircraft across the Atlantic Ocean?
I
I'm gonna
really should
say
know this.
1927.
Oh, that feels so right.
The questions about what year, it's like you only have 9 options.
9. I'm going to say 21.
1928.
I was going to say
I
that.
was
Wow.
Close.
I cannot believe I did not know that.
In 1926, U.S. Route 66 was created, and it ran between which two cities?
Berlin and South California.
Berlin and South California.
I'm not a geography person. I know that I don't know where Berlin is. Where's Berlin?
I'm not good with cities.
Where's Berlin?
Berlin, I don't even think is in the U.S. I don't think.
Well,
I think Berlin is in Europe or something like that. All right, I'm gonna
never
just
looked at it.
guess. I'm gonna say. I don't know cities. That's the thing.
Chicago and South Chicago.
Honestly, I don't know. Chicago and Los Angeles. I was gonna say L.A., but I didn't I don't know. L.A. just sounded too
Chicago.
But wow, if I would have said L.A., then we both would have.
We
would
would've
have
both
the
right.
cities. Which popular cartoon character was created by Elzie Chrysler Seger? Which popular cartoon character was created by Elzie Chrysler Seger in 1929? Seeger? I don't know. I don't know if a single one of those names was pronounced right. 1929. I'm gonna say. You say yours. I hope you don't say the same thing because I feel smart.
I already
thinking
said
this.
what Tom and Jerry.
I'm gonna
That's
say
not one.
Betty Boop. No, because Betty Boop is. Well, I guess it still could be. I think Betty Boop was created in the 50s, but she was fashioned or inspired by Clara Bow, who was most famous in the 20s.
How do you know that?
I did a lot of research on the
Okay,
20s
you know
before
what?
This episode.
I always feel so bad when I just don't know things that seem kind of important or seem historically significant. But
It's
also, I don't have a responsibility to know it.
Yeah.
I don't have a responsibility to just look it up on
That's
my own.
just some things that I just do for fun.
But also, I mean things that are important people in history that don't get the recognition that they need or whatever.
I feel like you would like Clara Bow's story.
Maybe.
It's kind of a depressing one, though.
I probably will find it interesting.
Yeah. I almost did Clara Bow as my 1920s research story,
Mm-hmm.
but I went with something else. The answer is Popeye.
Should have
Wow.
known. I love tuning into Popeye after my morning cigarette. Shows how much I know.
In 1923, the world's first domestic refrigerator was sold in what country?
Domestic refrigerator. Germany.
I'm trying to figure out what refrigerator sounds.
Refrigerator?
Germany sounds pretty good.
It does. That's why I said it.
I'll just go with Germany too. Sweden! I should have known.
Yeah.
That's such a Swedish thing.
Refrigerator?
That feather scared me. I thought it was the spider from last night. All right. Well, that was our 1920s trivia. We got every single one of them wrong. Which one did we get right?
I said Chicago.
We got one kind of right.
Halfway, and it was me.
Yeah.
I wonder what P.I. Jones is up to this morning.
Well, let's tune in and find out. We open on a woman walking through the door.
Hello? Is anyone here?
She asked. The room falls silent. She turns to leave when she hears, "How can I help you, ma'am?"
Oh, good. I need your help, Mr. P.I.
She continues.
Someone has eaten my cake!
Now, why would someone go and do such a thing?
I'm not sure. 1 minute it was there, and the next it was gone.
I'll have to get on that right away. And he does. So quickly, in fact, he left and accidentally locked the poor woman inside. In another part of town, the P.I. is looking through a pile of crumbs. So many crumbs. He looks up and ponders the scene. There has to be something here to work with. Suddenly, a man walks into the room. "Tea, sir?" he asks. Peering down at the man's shoes, the P.I. notices something peculiar and ever so familiar. "No, thank you," he answers. There was no time for that. He had a mystery to solve. Back at the P.I.'s office, he walks inside to see the woman sitting in his chair, having gotten into all his stuff. "That's it. I've solved another mystery."
You did?
She asks eagerly. "The butler did it."
But why?
"Because you're a slob. You always leave countless messes around for him. So he got fed up and stepped on your cake. Then he realized he would have to clean that up too. So he just left it to make tea. And that's all for this installment of P.I. Jones. He knows everything. Tune in next time to find out what happens to the butler. That was a good episode of
That was.
P.I. Jones.
It was very intriguing.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear what you have learned about the 20s.
My research.
Yes, Mr. Professor Man. That's what you look like. Also, side note, new glasses. They haven't seen your old ones, but these are new glasses.
Yeah, I got new frames this week. All right, so my research was on the Radium Girls.
That's me.
Okay.
I'll listen to the story and then find out. That's my character.
You better hope it's not you.
If that's my character's backstory.
Okay.
This is everything that we are about to say is based off of our own research and may not be 100% factual.
Yeah. This is just what I have found on like the internet and YouTube videos and things like that. So the Radium Girls happened, I'm pretty sure, between like 1916 to 1930 something. But like the main things that big happened was in the 20s. So basically Marie Curie and her husband were the people who found this new element called radium.
Okay.
And it was like groundbreaking, I guess, because it could like supposedly do all this stuff. But basically in like that time frame and stuff, everything had like radium in it.
Oh,
because everyone, I don't know why, it was such like a big dramatic thing, but like it was like an obsession. They said it could cure disease, illnesses, like cancer, for example. They literally thought it could cure cancer.
Can't it though? Like radiation? Like isn't that like part of chemo?
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Me neither. That's just
But
little
later
gathering.
on, it literally causes it too. So
Oh shoot, okay. I am so wrong.
they used it in like so many like over-the-counter medicines. They even put it in water. They would literally
Whoa!
put radium in water, and they would lace their butter with it
Why?
and other foods that I can't remember.
Like, just for fun?
I really don't know. But yeah, they would like put it in things that people around the whole country would just be consuming.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's probably why they don't do that anymore. Like, with a new thing that they find, just put it in water? That's so
Yeah, that's
random.
very interesting. The main thing it was used for, at least in this story, was to make glow-in-the-dark paint, which they would use to paint like watches and plain instruments. So like it would like glow in the dark so they could see the
Okay.
numbers and dials and stuff. So they would hire hundreds and hundreds of women around the country to work in factories to paint these watches. They used women because of their, quote, small and delicate hands could get the detail work better than the men.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when they were working there, the way they were told to paint them was to wet the tip of the brush with their lips, like in between their lips, each number they painted. So the radium paint would be being put into their bodies every day. Each number they painted, they would have to dip the tip of the brush into their mouth
Wow. Like, they
thin-
were literally,
to thin the brush to make it more precise line.
they were told
They
to do
were
that?
like told this is the easiest way to make the thin and detailed lines.
That's crazy. Like, I like kind of knew that part, but I definitely thought it was just because of like the other end of the brush, you know? Like when you're thinking and you just kind of put it like in your mouth.
Yeah. So they were consuming so much radium daily, minutely. I don't know how long it took.
Minutely.
But, so like obviously not long after that, the women who worked at the factories would literally start to glow, like when they came home from work. Just like people said that like when they were walking home from the factories, the women's like bodies like would just be glowing.
Oh my goodness.
Which like, huh?
yeah.
That's freaking weird. Like, imagine seeing that today. Like, you're walking home, and like you see a woman walk past you, and she's just actually like legitimately glowing.
That is crazy.
But also for some reason, the radium was used for beauty, probably because of like the glow effect. But like they would use it as like similar to makeup ish, but they would also like they would paint their nails with it, and like this is like while they were just like at work, they were just like painting themselves. Lots of like when they were walking home glowing, it was because they were putting the radium on themselves.
Mhm.
It's not just because they were eating it.
Right.
But they would paint their nails with the radium. They would put it like on their faces and for some reason their teeth. They would paint their teeth with the radium. So after a while, they started experiencing symptoms that no one knew it was from the radium yet. They would get like blisters, sores, like in their mouths and like other places. Cancerous tumors would grow all over, and their bones would literally start deteriorating and breaking randomly and spontaneously. Like they could just be
You're
sitting.
lying.
They could just be sitting like we are, and one of their bones would just break. Their spines would collapse because of the radium eating at their bones.
That is so much worse than like I initially thought.
Yeah.
That is what?
One of the women, this is a crazy story, so this is probably content warning, so a little disturbing story time. One of the women went to the doctor, and this is, again, just from a video I found, but it's like one of the most famous cases of what the radium did to people. So one of the women went to the doctor, and this was like one of the first people to have symptoms. They said that when the doctor like was like, I don't know, because she had like sores and stuff in her mouth, and like her jaw was like growing from like stuff, and like her teeth were hurting. So like when she went in, the doctor was like, they said that when he literally like touched her jaw fell off her body.
Oh.
Like it literally just detached because it was so eaten at and it was so weak that her jaw just like popped off of her.
And doctors at that time were not equipped to be dealing with all that. Like
Mhm.
every time I think about this story, I just think about like the glowing skin.
Mhm.
I obviously that's going to come with other side effects, but I never really think about those.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's not my
it
backstory.
really is.
I
You
changed.
don't want it to be your backstory?
That's not my backstory. I'm just a
It's not
flapper
a
girl.
pretty
I
one.
work at a speakeasy.
So basically, while more and more women started getting sick and even dying, obviously, no doctor could figure out what was wrong with them. Like, they were like, I don't know what's
Okay,
wrong
but
with you.
why was it okay, but it was like also other people though, right?
Yeah,
Because it was everywhere.
I would assume, yeah. But it was mainly these women because daily
They did it way
it was
more.
way
That was
more. Like, it was literally their living.
it was their job to consume it.
Yeah. People would say, like, it's the radium, but no one would, like,
Confirm.
believe or confirm or look into it
That was just like
until-
conspiracy theory. Oh shoot.
until a man got sick from the radium
Oh
and got
my
symptoms
gosh.
from one of the factories. A man died or something. And then I could be misinformed, but that's when they started doing research into the radium. And that's how they figured out that it was the radium.
Are you serious?
I think. I think
That
I'm
is
serious.
that is crazy.
Um
That is crazy.
So they found out that it was like the radium, and it's like obviously not good, and it's super poisonous. And they were like trying to shut it down. So like this group of women who like worked in the factories like formed like this movement thing. And this part is where it got a little confusing for me.
Okay.
They started like a movement, I'm pretty sure, and they were like going to like the court and stuff, and I can't remember if something good happened, but I do know that the spider.
No. No.
Wait,
No!
get your shoe and kill it.
No. No. I'm not going to kill it.
Yes, huh?
I'm
Yes,
not
huh?
going to kill it.
Hurry up, because it's gonna
Just
leave.
keep an eye on it. Okay, look at it. Forever and ever and ever.
I cannot even believe you're doing this.
Oh!
Ah!
Back here.
Did you get it?
Yeah. It's staying
You're just
there
gonna leave it there?
for now. That paper's not big enough. I didn't kill it. I trapped it, and I will move it later. It was trying to run away. Okay, it's under the candle.
Anyways,
It's trapped. I will release it.
back to the story. Where was I? Oh yeah, the movement. So they were like starting this movement, and I'm pretty sure like before they could actually shut things down and like get more safety precautions with all the radium stuff,
Right.
they all died.
Oh my gosh.
All the women who started the movement died because they were poisoned already.
That is so sad.
But because of them, it encouraged way more people to stand up and like fight. So eventually they got, I don't know, I really can't remember if it was they shut the factories down or if they just like got more safety precautions done. Like there's this thing in like the workplace that's like because of the radium girls, there's a thing in the workplace now that is like a specific thing that's like has to do with caution and safety,
Mm-hmm.
and like way less people die at work now because of this.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called, and that's my bad. But
That is your bad.
yeah, I should have looked it up, but I wrote all this down at like 1 a.m. So
Could you like do a quick search and cuz like you have seen it and read it before, but like can you do a quick search to like jog your memory maybe?
So this says workers' compensation. The Radium Girls cases drew attention to the need for financial support and medical care for affected workers. Workers' compensation laws were established to provide compensation for medical expenses and disabilities resulting from workplace exposures.
Okay, so it's like liability. They're like, well, if it
Yeah.
happened here, we'll cover it.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, so because of them, that was set in place.
That is horrible that had to happen to make
Yeah.
that a thing, but it's good that they learned. I say they. Good that people learned from that.
That's pretty much it, but I will tell you the worst part. Maybe not the worst part because there was death involved, but could be considered the worst part of this whole thing is that Marie Curie and all the scientists and all the government people knew the entire time that it was poisonous.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they knew the whole time, all the risks.
And
they still put all of these hundreds of lives at risk just for business and money.
No, that is the worst part. That is... What? Are you serious?
Like, literally when, like, scientists and, like Marie Curie and them, like, they would literally refuse to be in the same room as radium because they knew how deadly it could be. But they
were telling people to eat it.
telling people to eat it, consume it, put it on their faces. The scientists weren't saying that.
But they set it out into the world
But
to be put.
Yeah. The scientists technically didn't have any control over all of this.
Okay.
They just knew it was
They already
awful.
knew. That is crazy.
But one of the Radium Girls lived to 100-something. But that's only because when she was working at the factory, she said she didn't like the taste of the radium, and so she got, like, let go really quick. But, like, she still had some of the symptoms and considered a Radium Girl, but she lived till, like, 106 or something.
That is so old.
Yeah.
Like, even for a regular human.
Yeah, that was my research for the 1920s.
I mean, I feel well informed.
I think it's a good thing to learn.
Yeah, for sure. Learn from your mistakes. I'm excited for this new series.
Yeah, me too.
And I hope all of you guys are excited.
I'm excited for the next decades to come.
Mm-hmm. If you're into history.
Yeah, this is the series for you.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys enjoyed looking at us.
I hope you got to look at us.
I hope you can see us right now. And that's all for Dumb Ideas. Born to be radio hosts, forced to be podcasters. Tune in next time to find out what other shenanigans we'll get into.
That was so good. Okay.